What was the Vatican doing investigating unidentified flying objects as far back as the 1950s? Why did high-ranking priests and astronomers report seeing beings of light? Behind those sacred walls, perhaps the Church wasn't just looking for God. Maybe it was looking for what came before him. Since the dawn of history, the Catholic Church has claimed to guard the greatest mysteries of heaven and earth. But few know that within the Vatican exists an observatory, one of the oldest astronomical institutions in the world. Officially, its mission is to study the stars and the origins of the universe. Unofficially, it's said to have gathered data the world was never meant to see. In the early 1950s, strange lights began appearing in the skies over Rome, over Mexico, and even near the Vatican itself. The Church called them celestial manifestations. The world called them UFOs, and quietly the Vatican began to investigate. The Vatican Observatory, known as Specula Vaticana, was founded in 1582 when Pope Gregory XIII reformed the calendar. But by the mid-20th century, it had become much more than a scientific outpost. In 1951, the observatory began working with the U.S. Air Force on shared sky observations. Officially, it was about meteor showers. Unofficially, Vatican records refer to objects of non-human origin, observed above the Mediterranean. Documents describe glowing entities moving with intelligent precision. No wings, no engines, and no explanation. The priests who saw them called them angeli cadi, blinded angels. The question was never if they were real, but what they were. Father Corrado Balducci, a senior theologian close to the Vatican, once stated publicly that the existence of extraterrestrial life is not contrary to the faith. He claimed to have spoken personally with witnesses inside the church who had seen celestial visitors. One Jesuit astronomer, who worked at the observatory in the 1960s, told Italian television, "We saw lights that moved intelligently. They were not stars, not satellites. They were observing us, as if responding to prayer." Could these have been mere atmospheric anomalies, or something the Bible itself predicted? In the book of Ezekiel, the prophet describes a wheel within a wheel descending from the heavens, surrounded by fire and metal. In Genesis, the sons of God come down to earth to walk among men. And in every ancient culture from Sumeria to Egypt, the gods of the sky were said to bring knowledge, technology, and warning. What if these angels were not metaphors, but visitors? What if heaven was never above us, but beyond the stars? Many modern theologians inside the Vatican have quietly explored this idea, that extraterrestrial life might be part of God's creation, and that the beings described in Scripture were not divine spirits, but intelligent travelers from elsewhere. It's a thought the Church has both studied and feared, because if angels were beings from another world, then the fallen angels may still be here. Within the Vatican Secret Archives, now officially called the Vatican Apostolic Archives, exist sealed documents labeled Intermundos, Between Worlds. They date back to 1954. Inside, reports detail an alleged encounter between Pope Pius XII and luminous entities described as creatures of light and sound. The report claims these beings communicated not with words, but through vibration transmitted directly into the Pope's mind. They warned of a coming age of confusion, when mankind would forget its origins among the stars. Officially, the Vatican denies this event ever happened, but among insiders, the file is whispered about as the celestial audience, and the few who claim to have seen it were later reassigned or silenced. The leaked account describes the Pope standing in the Vatican gardens during a storm. Witnesses say a circular light descended silently above the dome of St. Peter's Basilica. From it, figures emerged, shining, human in shape, faceless in form. They approached, and according to the document, the Pope fell to his knees. The being spoke one phrase, translated from Latin, "We never left you." The next day, the Vatican Observatory shut down all sky observation records for 3 months, and all mentions of the event disappeared from public archives. Was it a divine vision, a visitation, or the moment the Vatican realized that the heavens were inhabited? For centuries, humanity has looked to the sky seeking answers from God. But maybe the heavens have been looking back. If the Vatican truly knows what lies beyond our world, why do they still keep those secrets buried? Perhaps the angels of the Bible were not messengers of God, but travelers from distant worlds. And perhaps the gods of the past never left at all. What if faith and science are searching for the same truth, just using different names? If you've made it this far, you're one of the few who dares to look beyond the veil. Subscribe to the Mystery Vault and keep uncovering the truths the world was never meant to see.